What an exciting day. The very first canning session of the 2021 garden. I've done plenty of canning in 2021, but it was things I either had left over from last year down in the freezer, but this is the first canning video from this year's garden. I am made up a big old pot of Southern style greens. But that's not what the purpose of today's video is. If you're interested in that, the link to that video is probably several times in iCards through this video, and we'll definitely have it linked down in the description for you. I got out this morning and harvested all of my cabbage and Brussels sprout leaves, and that's what's in here, along with a large portion of the last of our red onions that were down in the pantry from last year's harvest, and then 2 ham hocks from our pigs that we harvested in January. And of course, you know, brown sugar, hot sauce, vinegar, garlic, salt, all the yummy stuff that makes it good. So, but the purpose of today's video is I am canning for the second time, but the first time with you guys, in my new OLIGHT Parfait jars. So I told you I would definitely bring you a video. The last thing that I canned was cherry pie filling. I didn't do a video on that. I just wanted to do it for the first time by myself, and it worked out pretty well. So that was water bath. This is my first time pressure canning with them. So I think it's going to be, they're going to work out well. I think I'm a little nervous still using them because it's just new, right? It's not something I'm familiar with, but they sure are pretty. So let me get these jars all filled up, and then I'll bring you back and show you like how they go together, and you know, processing times and things like that. All right, so you're gonna fill them exactly like you would regular jars. So I've got a lot of extra broth in here that I'm just gonna top them off with. And you don't go above the max fill line that is marked off in the jar, which is basically an inch of head space. And then of course we will debubble them. And you want to definitely wipe the lids. So here we go. Let me see if I can point out that line. Get over there. So I think hopefully it comes up. So it says max right here. If I put the water on it, maybe you can see it max. So with the greens, I can probably add a touch more to it, but you don't want to go over that. So I'm gonna keep filling these up, and then when I come back, I will wipe the lids real good, the rings, and we'll put the seals on and get them processing. That reminds me, I need to start my canner water. Okay, I got my rubber seals steamed, warmed up, and softened. We're gonna get these regular pint jars cleaned up first and out of the way, and then I'll wrap up with the OLIGHT Parfait jars. So I'm just using vinegar if you're new to canning this year. Just vinegar to wipe down the rims of the jar. You don't want anything, this has a lot of grease to it because of the ham hocks in there. And also there's the brown sugar, so that could make it sticky. So you don't want anything that would cause slippage or lack things not to seal on your jars. All right, so I already wiped this lid off. I'm trying to make sure I position the little pull tab away from the clasp, so the clasp isn't in my way when I want to open it. Oh! It's very tricky. All right. Okay. Wipe myself off and wipe the lid. Okay. And then we just clasp it down. Well, so I had my first good learning. So in my canner, I can fit 7 or 8 pint jars. They're on the bottom shelf now, I can't count, but I think it's 7 or 8 wide mouth pints. And I can only fit 5 of this size jar of the OLIGHT Parfait. So this one is just gonna get, this one's just gonna get sealed up and put in the refrigerator, and we'll eat it. Oh my gosh. Tell you what, I don't know if it's worth the trouble, to be honest with you. They're as cute as they are. Oh my goodness, maybe they make a tool over in France to do this. Maybe, I guess you just get the hang of it. Anyway, in the fridge, this one will go. We'll eat it later this week for dinner. And it'll stay. I mean, there's enough vinegar in there that it'll keep for a couple weeks, probably in the fridge. But I'm going to can this now, about 10 pounds of pressure for 75 minutes. I probably won't see you guys back till the morning, and I will show you what to look for to make sure that they sealed. So wish me luck that I get 100% seals, because that's what I'm looking for always. And I will see you guys back in the morning. Bonus footage. This little bit of leftover juice is absolutely delicious. I'm gonna can it and I don't know if I'll can it or if I'll just freeze it. Depends how much I get. And I'll use it as soup base for future soups. But it is way too good. And I had to use like so much of my canned chicken stock to make this. So just not waste it. Put it right back on the pantry shelves. And then if I use it for a soup that I don't want any of these like bits in, like there's a few little greens left, chunky onions, lots of garlic, I can always strain that out when I go to use it. It's just kind of basically a really spicy broth. 2 quarts and a pint. Not bad. I used about 6 quarts of stock. So I got 2.5 back. Good morning. I just got up. Coffee's still pouring, but let me show you how the OLIGHT Parfait jars, did they seal? Did I have any seepage? Just kind of all the standard canning questions that you get. So I do have 7 regular wide mouth pints, and yep, they all sealed. So I'm just gonna give them a wipe down. I can feel on these jars that there was a little seepage. Pretty normal when you're pressure canning at that long, at that high of a pressure. Just a little greasy on the outside. And I guess I was telling Todd last night that I guess that would be my one concern using these jars, is because there was the ham hocks in here, and that does create a little bit of oil, like grease, that it would interfere with the seal on the rubber gasket. So we'll see if that is true. If you don't know why you wipe down your lids, you just don't want any reason for mold or grossness to grow on your jars while you have them in storage. So just keep them clean after you take your lids off. Sometimes even like when it's things like jams and jellies, I'll even have to put it underneath the sink in warm running water just to get them cleaned up good enough. Okay, they took those canned beautifully, absolutely beautifully. All right, so let's get down here for the true test. Let me bring one up just to show you. See if I can get good lighting. Okay, so the water line did drop a bit. Now I only had it filled right below the crook of the neck, but it did drop a little bit, and they are a little greasy. So we're gonna, to check for a seal, you pop the gasket. I'm going to do it over my hand, and I'm going to see if I can carefully lift. Ta-da! I'm lifting above the gasket. You can see. Yay! Good job. You can even like just give it a pull. Yep. Yay! Very good. I don't think I mentioned yesterday when I canned the pie filling, the cherry pie filling. Of course, that's water bath. And I will tell you, I have the same experience with using Tatler lids too. One of my jars did not seal using the OLIGHT Parfait jars. And I just have an impression that when you're using those rubber gasket type lids, but they just do so much better under higher pressure canning. I know not everyone agrees with me. I'm just sharing with you what my experience is. I seem to have much better success that way. So let's check this one. Yay! Very good. Oh, and then one thing to store, just leave your gasket off. That way you know if the seal fails, you'll be able to tell. Similar to taking the rings off the jar. Third. Now remember I did 6, but only could can 5 because only 5 fit in my canner. Okay. Tricky, but I'll just hold it like that. That's proof. Sealed as sealed can be. I'm just holding it by the lip. Yep. Last one, and we might have had 100% success. That'll be exciting. Don't do that. Let's hold it by the lip. Okay, yeah. Yay! Sun's just coming up, so it got bright. So that's awesome. Now, if you are new to my channel since the whole canning shortage, that is why I have these jars. I decided instead of WEC to go with OLIGHT Parfait jars. I just found a better deal on them through Zulily, and unfortunately, Zulily is one of those websites that sometimes there's deals, sometimes there's not. And the intent wasn't to replace all of my canning jars with these higher quality, more high-end, expensive jars because they are an investment. But it was to say, with the canning lid shortage, can I get into a product that will secure me a little bit more with these rubber gaskets? So this year is just all about teaching myself to can with them and what can I learn from it. And there's not a ton of YouTube videos out there on canning in these type of jars, so maybe some of you are interested in it, and I'll just hopefully be able to bring more content to you guys this summer canning in these OLIGHT Parfait or WEC style jars. So thanks guys for coming with me. And again, if you are interested in just the recipe alone, the link to that video will be down in the description for my southern greens. I'll talk to you guys later.